In 2002, two men attacked Jason Paget outside a karaoke bar, leaving him with a severe brain injury. But the incident also turned Paget into a mathematical genius who sees the world through the lens of geometry. Paget, a furniture salesman from Tacoma, Washington, who had very little interest in academics, developed the ability to visualize complex mathematical objects and physics concepts intuitively. The injury, while devastating, seems to have unlocked part of his brain that makes everything in his world appear to have a mathematical structure. "I see shapes and angles everywhere in real life," Paget told Live Science. "It's just really beautiful." Paget, who just published a memoir with Maureen Seberg called Struck by Genius 2014, is one of a rare set of individuals with acquired savant syndrome, in which a normal person develops prodigious abilities after a severe injury or disease. Other people have developed remarkable musical or artistic abilities, but few people have acquired mathematical faculties like Paget's. Now, researchers have figured out which parts of the man's brain were affected to allow for such savant skills, and the findings suggest that such skills may lie dormant in all human brains. Soon after the attack, Paget noticed that everything looked different. He describes his vision as separate picture frames with a line connecting them, but still at real speed. If you think of vision as the brain taking pictures all the time and smoothing them into a video, it's as though Paget sees the frames without the smoothing. With Paget's new vision came an astounding mathematical drawing ability. He started sketching circles made of overlapping triangles, which helped him understand the concept of pi, the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. "There's no such thing as a perfect circle," he said, which he knows because he can always see the edges of a polygon that approximates the circle. Paget dislikes the concept of infinity, because he sees every shape as a finite construction of smaller and smaller units that approach what physicists refer to as the Planck length, thought to be the shortest measurable length. After his injury, Paget was drawing complex geometric shapes, but he didn't have the formal training to understand the equations they represented. One day, a physicist spotted him making these drawings in a mall, and urged him to pursue mathematical training. Now Paget is a sophomore in college and an aspiring number theorist. Paget's remarkable abilities attracted the interest of neuroscientists who wanted to understand how he developed them. Berit Brogard, a philosophy professor now at the University of Miami, used functional magnetic resonance imaging fMRI to understand how he acquired his savant skills and the synesthesia that allows him to perceive mathematical formulas as geometric figures. "Acquired savant syndrome is very rare," Brogard said, adding that only 15 to 25 cases have ever been described in medical studies. The fMRI measures changes in blood flow and oxygen use throughout the brain. During scans of Paget, the researchers showed the man real and nonsense mathematical formulas meant to conjure images in his mind. The resulting scans showed significant activity in the left hemisphere of Paget's brain, where mathematical skills have been shown to reside. His brain lit up most strongly in the area behind the crown of the head that is known to integrate information from different senses. But the fMRI only showed what areas were active in Paget's brain. In order to show these particular areas were causing the man's synesthesia, Brogard's team used transcranial magnetic stimulation (TMS), which involves stimulating the brain with a magnetic pulse that activates or inhibits a specific region. When they stimulated the parts of Paget's brain that had shown the greatest activity in the fMRI scans, it made his synesthesia fade or disappear, according to a study published in August 2013 in the journal Neurocase. Brogard showed, in another study, that when neurons die, they release brain signaling chemicals that can increase brain activity in surrounding areas. The increased activity usually fades over time, but sometimes it results in structural changes that can cause brain activity modifications to persist, Brogard told Live Science. Scientists don't know whether the changes in Paget's brain are permanent, but if he had structural changes, it's more likely his abilities are here to stay, Brogard said. So do abilities like Paget's lie dormant in everyone, waiting to be uncovered? Or was there something unique about Paget's brain to begin with? Most likely, there is something dormant in everyone that Paget tapped into, Brogard said. It would be quite a coincidence if he were to have that particular special brain and then have an injury, she said. And he's not the only acquired savant. In addition to head injuries, mental disease has also been known to reveal latent abilities. And Brogard and others have done studies that suggest stimulating the brains of normal people using TMS can temporarily bring out unusual mathematical and artistic skills. It's always possible that having savant skills may come with trade-offs. In Paget's case, he developed a fairly severe stress disorder and obsessive-compulsive disorder, and he still finds it difficult to appear in public. Yet Paget wouldn't change his new abilities if he could. "It's so good, I can't even describe it," he said.